And at this time, please turn off your cell phones and put them away. Thank you. Osher guest passes are available for non-Osher members, like this one I'm holding. Help us spread the word among our great organization, about our great organization, by inviting friends to a single session of an Osher talk like this one or a short course. It is indeed a privilege to have David L. White here with us today. Right here. You can see him, right? Standing right next to me. And no doubt it will stimulate questions and comments. We're sure that you will be courteous to the speaker and others, as well as mindful of our limited amount of time. David said that he would be willing to take questions during the presentation. So David is a lifelong poet, printer, publisher, working on books in several genres. Passion, praise, and encouragement are among the themes. A borderline extrovert that takes notes on almost everything and sometimes gets them into some order. He prides himself on getting people's names right and encouraging them to tell their truth. He writes, I am sharing a real people's stories, many biographies of regular folks, in the Drive Time books, writing a workshop playbook titled How to Do Happy Better for consumers of self-help materials, and waking up mid-morning to scribble down poems. Please give a warm Osher welcome to David L. White.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here. And thank you, John, for a warm and witty welcome. And it does occur to me that he asked me to write it, and so apparently I was the witty one, and while I'm listening to it, it's almost embarrassing. But really won't take any time to fix that at the moment. I had been looking at the $10 billion personal development and self-help industry, wondering why it was $10 billion. It's sort of like looking at the healthcare industry and wondering why it's so many multi-billions more, because healthcare isn't into healthcare, they're into pain management, perhaps. And so it occurred to me that my idea of how to do happy better had better come up with something a little bit different, and it had to do with the doing of something. I figured out somehow, because I have been trained as a consumer, I'm busy buying personal development books and sort of reading them. And then I'll put them under the pillow, and after a while they haven't done anything, so I'll put it on a shelf, and then I'll go buy another book, adding to the huge industry. So because I think I'm a writer, when I'm reading Stephen Covey or, I have a list, I can't think of all their names now, but all the famous self-help authors, somewhere in there they ask their reader to write something down. Keep a diary, make a journal, and if that seems like too much, if it's too juvenile or too pretentious, you could call it a life cookbook or an autobiography or a travel log, or you could call it whatever you want, because you would be the writer. So they, the authors, ask you, the reader, to participate in your own development. And I think this is why the industry just continues to get larger, is because people don't want to do the work. Is my opinion based on two things. I've played guitar for a long time. And people would come along, maybe let's say 24, and I ran a couple of classes, I ran some group things. People just want already to have done the practice. They just want to already know how to play guitar. I could teach them 3 chords, 5 chords, 6 chords, and here's the other big no-no, I can't sing. So they go home and not practice. Now I remember when I started taking guitar at 14 years old. I went home and didn't practice. But I didn't practice so much so that I still play. You know, at least I stayed with not being serious about it for a long, long time. And so that's some of it, is how serious do you want to get? And serious might be, let's flip that over and say, how playful do you want to get? Because sometimes when we think about all of it, it seems like work, and we know that the things we enjoy doing are easy to do. And so sometimes then if we're going to go and listen to a guy talk about happy. I lied. I think I hear some echoes back. Maybe the microphones are working. I should. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm very, very pleased to see the notebooks and pencils out. That just really jazzes me up. So, rather than confuse what you're already doing, I did bring you a gift, which I would like you to have. And so let's just pass them out right now.